trading bell, my heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound.
I'm kind of out of it. Let me just get to this damn camera. Refit the camera a little bit. Oh, I guess I don't have it running. Son of a bitch. Where's my launch pad? There we go. And, oh, I do have it running. Okay. Gonna go to view 1. We're gonna do tracking. There we go. Okay. Now it's running a little bit. I'm gonna put this up there. Okay, hopefully when I change the screen, yeah, it does look like. By the way, I will start this off. My trading portfolio, it's not year to date. I mean, let's be honest. It's 65% up year to date. 76 events. You know, it's not, there's some names in there. I don't even know what's in there, to be honest. But I did buy MicroStrategy and stuff like that. So, see that theme song, it lives in your head. How people don't like that, I don't understand. And my apologies about the audio yesterday. I noticed that the audio was overmodulated after I recorded. I fixed it, so hopefully it's not again. Again, I gotta get used to this. Morning, Rivera, Rivera, Mario Rivera, Yankee, Chase, and Scott. I am solo today because MK, who probably isn't here, but MK is out. Palantir's up over 60. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I don't get it at all. And I invited, it'll be interesting to see. I think the gentleman's name is Leslie. I was chatting with him, and you guys, if Leslie shows up, you guys will have to school him a little bit. He said, I'm looking to invest and make money. I listen to you, blah, 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 blah. And I get a lot of this, and you guys will appreciate this to me. I get a lot of, I love your podcast. I'm going to sign up for this. Can you tell me a little bit more? And then I start answering questions. And I can tell within 3 questions, they've listened to one freaking episode. Voila. That's it. So, yeah. But this guy, he wants $5,000 per month to make money. I said, I'm probably not your guy. Doesn't everybody? If you could make, $5,000 a month, doesn't everybody? I don't know anybody who doesn't want that. So I'd take it. And my apologies to Barb. I should have known it was KLA Corp yesterday. So Barb, if you're listening to this one, I'll apologize when I get into the social request too. But we're going to do some scans. We're going to look at some scans here. Nothing in the core portfolio. Interesting. Let's look at brokerage holdings. Nothing in there. Wow. Bitcoin. Nothing in Bitcoin. This is because everything's already crossed up and we're in a bull market. Covered call. Nothing there. Nothing in energy. Leveraged. Is the scanner broken? Because this doesn't happen. Although it does kind of when the market's pulling back a little bit, this happens every now and then where you just can't find in our watch lists and stuff like that. But there should be some. Nothing in the levered ETFs. Low cost Vanguard. I don't think there's going to be anything there. Nope. Spider sectors. Nothing there. Watch list. There's no way. There's no way. Something's up with the scanner with Trendspider. We got some. AZN and Mondelez. I mean, I think it's just morning, Donnie. And let's look at the S&P. Mondelez. Wow. It's the let's see. I know that the Inflation is coming out at 8:30. I didn't see it. Let me see. CPI stays firm in October. October Consumer Price Index up 0.2 month over month. Expected 2.6 year over year, as expected. So core CPI 3.3 month over month, 0.3% consensus, 3.3. Yeah. So let's see. We're going to put that as the headline. Hold at 3.3%. Pace. Did the markets react? Let me look real quick. Yes, they went up. We'll go to a 5-minute after hour. They went up. That's awesome, Scott. That's what I like to hear. See, that's what I tell people that try and get rich with me is there's no way you're going to get rich. There's no way overnight I can make you $10,000 if you've got $5,000 in your portfolio. Rivera, Palantir, it was one of the largest IPOs ever. I mean, when Palantir came out, it was one of the largest IPOs. And they said it was AI. And this was 2021. And it started out at 10. It was a SPAC. And then it shot up all the way to 40. And they had no money. They weren't making money. And as it slid, the business, again, you invest in the management. Even though the business was just based on governments, they didn't have a lot. They needed to do a lot of investment. All of that was good. And so you invest in the business. And so it's not, I wasn't the only one that found it. I wasn't, I'm sorry, I'm turning up the gain a little bit here. Okay, there we go. I wasn't the only one that found it. There were tons of people that came out and found it. I think I need to turn this up. Hold on. We're going to go back here. And we're going to go to sound. And I'm going to raise it up just a little bit there. Okay. Input volume. Yeah, I guess that's okay. I'm seeing it go into the yellow a little bit. Okay, there we go. I'm sorry if you have to adjust your speakers. I'm just I'm playing with it, But I didn't find Palantir. I mean, Palantir, it's kind of like, how'd you find your wife? I didn't find my wife. My wife found me. Sure, Anita. Positive. I mean, all semiconductors are not created equal. But I called it a little month ago or so. I'd say, I think it was in September, late September. I said Q4, October, November, and December, I think is going to be a good quarter for semiconductors. This is a weekly. So back here in September, this is SOXL. Right here, SOXL was trading, let's see, about 40. 40 was the high. The low was 33. This is a triple leveraged ETF, and I said this was the one to do it. Right now, it's trading at 21, but it's holding on to that trend line. This current week, the low is 30.38. So if we zoom in a little bit, and you can see it's holding on to that. If we go to the 4-hour algorithm and we just run that, this is that same green line. So see how it's just holding on to that. That's your support line. Unfortunately, the 200 days moving down, but all semis aren't created equal. I will tell you, if you have a large position in AMD, switch it for NVIDIA. If you have a large position in Micron, switch it for NVIDIA. I'm a bull on NVIDIA. And I do think NVIDIA, I'll talk a little bit about it when we get there, but I think NVIDIA, what we've seen is this pull back to the one, probably, what was the previous high? I think it was 141. Let me put a line in there. I do need to put that. 140. 140.76, okay? So as you can see right there, it hits it, pulls off a little bit, hits it, pulls off a little bit. then it's ripped right through it. I think that's setting us up for November 20th, a positive round. Now, here's what you have to know. Look at the last earnings. The last earnings, they killed it. But you got a heavy, heavy profit taking right there. And you reset the MACD. If we go and look at the weekly on the last earnings, you can see the MACD, it was up high. It came down. We've since crossed up. You're not back at where you were before. So I'm a big believer in semiconductors. But Anita, I've been wrong before. So, but we only have a couple of scans. I'm going to open up my my stuff. We're going to talk about cybersecurity. Don't sleep on that. Oh, I do have to look at Rocket Labs. I do need that. RKLB. And we're going to close this one down. Source. Oh, I do have that. Okay. SOUN, which was a big one that I think a lot of other people have traded. That's down 10%. And we'll just take that out. I don't think I even brought it up. But Spotfiy I did bring up on the, and they killed it. I own this one, and it's hard to believe that it's even up 10% in the pre-market, but they killed it. They just killed it. And so I'll include that one right there. And so, okay. And we're going to go home. And so we've got Rocket Labs right there. We'll talk about that one. We'll talk about Spotfiy. We will talk about SMCI. Eli in the paid newsletter. We'll go over there. He's got a great process in the chat right here. Let's go to the chat. Eli. He's been doing great. And I really like that. And we've got a process that I really like that Seeking Alpha did. They got ARK's portfolio together, and they just ranked the stuff. Morning, Hunter. CRM is breaking out to all new highs. This is one that I pointed out that I owned, but I wanted service. Now, I just thought I haven't made the move because Salesforce is actually taken off. Granny ETF, this is everything in there. And if you have $10,000, this is how much you're buying of each one. I think that's an interesting one. Oh, I do need to look up Netflix. They sold out of their ad inventory. Yeah. Costco trades at all time. Here's why the rally might continue. We're going to use this one because I do think Netflix is still a bull run. We're going to open up this one. NVIDIA initiated with a buy rating with a $178 price target. We just talked about that one. NVIDIA rises as Masuho ups the price target. And are you still afraid of NVIDIA? Because the street high is $200. So Amazon, it's just got a paywall. Bezos is just selling so much. And Berkshire Hathaway gets a levered ETF. I couldn't believe that. And then market movers and then Corp CPI. And that's what we're taking a look at. So let me look at Hung, RMTI, and then I'll get to Mara. RMTI. I still hold Mara. And I think, here's RMTI, or Rockwell Medical. Hung. What do you think I think of this one? I don't know anything about this. $2 right there. It is up in pre-market at $2.99. It's up 5%. RMTI. So, since you may not have, we'll look at it in FinViz. Because I tell everybody, you can use free tools. So, income, they're losing $1 million. Market cap, $87 million. Your local shoe shop, The guy on the corner who cleans shoes and puts new soles on your shoes, he makes more than $87 million in revenue, Hung. That's, I mean, they have, they're losing $1 million. Let's see, their book per share, 90 cents, 29 million shares outstanding. Target price, $7.50. Take that with a grain of salt because nobody's touched this since 2019. So trade it. I mean, trade it. It just, RMTI, we can go and look at it. Seeking Alpha. It's a strong buy in Seeking Alpha. I don't like it. You look at the valuation, they're not making money. You look at the growth, they're doing great. 22%, not in my wheelhouse. Profitability, 16% gross profit margin. Momentum, they've been doing great. Revisions, 2 up, 0 down. When you look at Wall Street, it's probably the same $7. Yeah, $7.50. There's 2 analysts. So what do I think of it, Hung? Trade it. Now let's see. Mara. Mara is an interesting one because it's in that crypto universe, but I didn't look. I think they fell short on. They're spending a lot of money, and here it is. It's in our biggest movers. Plunged 10% after the company missed Q3 expectations on top and bottom lines, even as revenue rose 35%. The miner reiterated its year-end target of reaching 50 exahash project to achieve. So they reiterated everything. I think it's a pullback. I just personally don't think that people love Mara because you've got access to everything else now. It's down 4%. I would expect it on the chart. I would expect Mara to get back. You can look at this. See how it's hanging on to that 200-day and 18. If you want to buy under 20, you'll get over 20. Until that, this 20, probably 30 is kind of your hope and pray range because the MACD is not rising. I mean, the RSI is coming up, but after today, it'll probably come back down. Bollinger Bands are cinched up. It's looking like if they can continue their ascent, it will be a good stock though. So that's my thoughts on Mara. Morning, Scott. MSRT. Do you mean MSTR? MSTR is up 1.76. And FYI, I did buy MSTX yesterday. I joined the degenerate crew. Hunter, if you don't know anything about Bitcoin, okay, here's the way. Okay, I'll go over it when we get to Bitcoin, but Hunter, just FYI, just buy IBIT, just buy IBIT, just buy IBIT. Do I have to say it again? Just buy IBIT. That's how you buy Bitcoin. It's just a Bitcoin trust. You just buy IBIT. And you know what you do? Say you have $10,000. Buy $500 today of IBIT and just forget about it. I'm from Jersey. Forget about it. Forget about it. That's all you do. So yeah. Okay, we're going to go to the Qs. MSTX, just be forewarned. I bought, I think, about $500 worth. I'm not sure I bought it, and we bought like $359 yesterday, just based on Bitcoin hitting 90,000. And I will tell you, if you're interested, I'm not putting this on the podcast, but I do tweet out stuff that I don't put on the podcast, just so you know. Just so you know, I do that. This guy right here, the Bitcoin podcast, he goes over MicroStrategy. So, and he does it in a way that he's been holding it for a very long time, and he makes sense. He totally makes sense. Now, like he says, do you want to go 100% into MicroStrategy? He says no. So he's doing it in a smart way, but I mean, titcoin.org, what the F? I mean, I'm a degenerate in the way that, I invest, but come on, Titcoin. And now, unfortunately, this guy, this is the CEO of Supermicro, by the way. His entire family is on the board. And so if you're not if you don't get into SMCI, get out of SMCI. Yeah, go and follow me on Twitter and just, yeah. Okay. I'm going to start the podcast here. And we've got the cues. I've got all this. Okay, and I've got my stuff over here. I'm backward still. I've got to get used to OBS being on my left. My notes are still on my right, but I'm used to looking at OBS over here. So if you're new, my name is Gary. I have money in my account. I don't work. I'm retired. I was thinking of starting a FIRE newsletter. It would be like once a week, maybe once a month. But I do think that I have probably... okay, I can't do shadows over there. I do think I have a lot to say on that one. There's a FIRE podcast out there by me, by the way. I think if you just do FIRE by Gary podcast, can you find it? Yeah, FIRE and Minimalism with Gary podcast. It's right there. Right there. There are 3 episodes because honestly, between episode 1, which is what's your FIRE number, how do you calculate it? Episode number 2, have your expenses, can you cut them? And then episode 3, increase your income. There is nothing more that you need to know about financial independence and retire early. Other than, I do think the additional things that I have to say is how I've learned to live my life for, 5 years now. It'll be 5 years in January. 5 years in January. But I do have that additional podcast. So if you wanted to listen to that one, it's 3 episodes. I don't think it was like super quality. PSIX. I don't own PSIX, full disclosure. I like PSIX. It's at 31. This one just trades on light volume. So you have to believe in it to kind of, but again, people think that the quant system is great. So, okay, let me hit record. Good morning. It is Hump Day Wednesday, November 13th. I hope your portfolio was up yesterday. I didn't do much of yesterday. I donated a bunch of things to Goodwill for the end of the year. I went to Walmart. I got some Walmart. I do Walmart sushi, just so everybody knows. I may die one of these days because I do go to Walmart. I grab salmon and I grab tuna and I make sushi at home. So if your boy's not around, blame the sushi at Walmart because I do. Yeah, it's probably not the best thing to do, but I do. We take precautions. Okay. Just be forewarned, we're going to go over Bitcoin at 90K. We're going to go over the market movers. I sold out of one position. I will tell you which one that is. Amazon has a paywall at 200. We'll go over NVIDIA a little bit more in depth with their earnings coming up. Netflix, they sold out of their NFL stuff, inventory. So we'll go over that one. Granny ETF, I'll show you all of the holdings on that if you were to buy $10,000 worth. And we'll go over some good ways of doing things. Spotfiy, Rocket Labs, some of the cybersecurity stuff. And just be forewarned, we didn't have a lot of scans today. And that's not a bad thing. Remember, we're in a bull market. So as a stock crosses up, you're going to see some runs there. And so just the scans are just the stocks that I scan for in predetermined lists, the watch lists. And I provide the ones with the 4-hour cross up, like on this one, QQQ. If you go back on November 6th, probably November 7th, on the newsletter, there was an entry there for 504. You're trading at 512 right now. So the 4-hour algorithm is the most powerful tool that I have. And it is on sale for Trendspider, okay? It's not the only tool that you can get, but if you go to Linktree, the link is down below. I want you to sign up for Trendspider. It is 71% off, okay? There are 3 tiers. Let me explain the tiers a little bit just so everybody's aware. And my dog is crying in the background, probably because she can't get under the blanket. But the 3 tiers, standard, enhanced, and advanced. Standard, you know what you're doing. Go and get it. Just go and get it. Email me after you sign up, and you will absolutely, I'll send you the 4-hour algorithm, the 65-minute algorithm. I'll send you all the watch lists and the scanners that you see me use. Enhanced, for $4 more per month, you might as well get this one because it increases the amount of alerts that you can do. And when I say alerts, you want to alert when to buy and when to sell on your portfolio or on your watch list. You want those alerts. Standard only gives you 30 simultaneous alerts. Enhanced gives you 100. That means 50 stocks. Standard is 15. Advanced is the one that you want if you don't know what you're doing. And the reason I say advanced is what you want if you don't know what you're doing. For $15 more a month, okay, you get unlimited one-on-one training from a product expert at Trendspider. That is the way to go. For under $1,000, it's $700 per year. It is unbelievable that they will give you a Zoom meeting with a product expert where you can ask questions all day long. And what I say, $15 a month, go and look at Duolingo. Go and look at some of these language teachers. You know, my girlfriend's a piano teacher. It's like $65 an hour. This is $15 for a month, and you can set up 4 sessions for $15. So again, I would urge you, the top one is the one you want. The process is go to my Linktree, click this upper link right here, Trendspider, go and sign up at the page, and then in the upper right is the email. Okay, Linktree has everything. If you're looking for a private Facebook group, it's right here. You can ask me questions. If you're looking for Instagram, it's right here. All of the socials are up top. Any of the tools are down at the bottom. And one tool I want to point out is Savvy Trader, okay? This is the core portfolio. And I have 2 portfolios mainly in here. I have this one, the core portfolio, which is free. And then I have a trading portfolio. And I just want to point out, it's up 65% year to date with only 76 events. So that includes buy and sell. There's not a lot of events there. So 76, you know, maybe once, twice a month, something like that. It's not a lot. You know, that includes buy and sell. So let's take a look at where we are on the charts. Okay, we're turning over a little bit. We're trading sideways at 512. The Trump bump, we got it. And now we're just trading sideways. The Bollinger Bands are wide open. You're still above the 9-day, which is 509. So you still got some room. But the MACD is high. It's curling over. The RSI is high. It's at 65. I would urge you, this is a buy the dip opportunity. Start adding to your positions. You don't want to be in a situation like you are with Bitcoin right now at 90,000 going, why didn't I buy at 55,000? Why didn't I buy at 60,000? Why didn't I buy on Friday when it crossed 80,000? Why didn't I buy last week? You want to start adding to your position. If you've got $1,000 that you want to put in $200 today. It might move sideways. It might move down. It might move up. Just dollar cost average your way into positions like this. I will tell you that 503 looks like support. If you're buying QQQ with a 5-year outlook, it makes no sense for you to wait for $10 per share if you're putting in $500 because that's one share. That's $10. Skip lunch. Buy it at 512. That's what I would point you to. Okay? Where are we on SPY? Because everybody loves to follow SPY. It's the S&P, the 6,000 mark. We're at 597. 597. In pre-market, 597.20. Okay? Why are we up in the morning? The reason is because CPI came in firm. It holds at 3.3%. We've talked about this before, how I actually believe that 3% might be the new norm on inflation just because there's so much stimulus out there. Might be the norm. We might not have more room to go. So that might be the normal inflation number year over year is 3%. I'm not an economist. I'm just a douche on the internet, so take it for what it's worth. What stocks are moving today? Well, we got a few. We've got Rivian surging 10% after they announced agreement with Volkswagen. We got Spotify. We'll go over this one. You may be listening to me on Spotify. If you haven't seen Spotify stock, we'll take a look at it. You got Kava Group. I never expected this one to jump again. It's up 400% in like the last year or something. It's crazy. This is a food company. How does this go up 400%? I don't understand. They've got an aggressive growth pattern. It's not one that I'm invested in, but hopefully you are because it's doing well. Mara, which is part of the Bitcoin crowd. Mara plunged 10% after the company missed Q3 expectations, but they said we're going to keep going. We're going to meet our expectations. So I would assume that this is an overreaction, but I will warn you, I don't think that Mara holds the pricing power that it used to. And the reason is because you can buy the Bitcoin ETFs directly. You can buy MicroStrategy. You can buy leveraged ETFs on Bitcoin. I just don't think that it has the power that it had before. So just be forewarned, it's a Bitcoin miner. It used to pop, and I think that was because people were playing that one for Bitcoin. But now that you have the Bitcoin ETFs, I think that's changed a little bit. Now, to celebrate Bitcoin, Bitcoin hit 90,000. To celebrate it yesterday, I went full degenerate, and I bought MSTX. Okay, this is the double leveraged ETF on MicroStrategy. I do not, for the faint of heart, do not put money into this one. There was a discussion on our Facebook group yesterday about, hey, I got in on Friday. I held over the weekend. I'm glad that I did. If you want, trade it on my 4-hour algorithm because this one has been out for an exact 89 days. Okay. If you just bought it right back here and you can see that blue line right there, that means the back testing started. And this is the strategy type that you want. You want a strategy. And the strategy in this is my 4-hour algorithm. Okay. It buys at certain times. It didn't buy right at the IPO. It bought here at 1756. If you bought at the IPO, you bought at the low $20.49. Okay? Doesn't matter exactly what you bought because you're up, 5 times from there? Yeah. So here's the thing. If you bought at the IPO level, you're up 370%. Okay? That's great. That's great. If you bought with my algorithm, you're up 432%. My algorithm outperforms on strategy, on MicroStrategy. That's it. And you can see the chart right here on MicroStrategy. I have added every time you see a blue line. Remember we went over those alerts on Trendspider? These are those damn alerts. You buy. Even though it got you in here at 125, it says, you know what? You may want to buy again because it's getting bullish. Even at 205, you may want to buy again. It's getting bullish. So I added to it. The chart looks good. And then they went into earnings and it came back down. The algorithm didn't get you out. A few days later, it says, you know what? It looks good at 271. We're at 363 right now. Okay, if you want to see something on my Twitter page, there's a Bitcoin podcast that is done where a guy talks about it. Go and search my Twitter if you want it. Now, talking about leveraged ETFs, because I bought MSTX yesterday, Berkshire's getting a leveraged ETF. It makes no sense. Okay, in this article, the quote that I want to point out is the last one. Using derivatives to increase exposure to stock might not sit well with Warren Buffett. He has said about leveraged ETFs, these are financial weapons of mass destruction. He does not suggest it. So have at it. I thought that was interesting. I thought it was good. Now, let's talk about DRN. So last week I said, hey, I bought a position of DRN. I think I bought like $500 worth. I was down 10%. I got out of it yesterday. Why? Algorithm didn't tell me. I didn't want to wait. It's weak, okay? This is just a trading kind of, example. If you want, you can go to my my newsletter and read about how I trade. There's an education center. If you go to dailystockpick.substack.com, you can read about it. But right here, we're over the 9-day. We got under the 9-day yesterday. And I said, with the market going the way that it is, I don't want to be in a 3 times levered bull on real estate when real estate's going freaking down. So I got out. It was a $50 loss. I lost like 10%. No big deal. As it was going up, I would have added to it, but it continued to go down. I just got out. I didn't wait for the algorithm. So you can choose exactly what you want with that algorithm. I just said, you know what? It's not worth it. I'm going to take that $500 out. I used it to buy MSTX. That's it. That's it. I mean, it's as simple as that. Now, Jeff Bezos just sold another $1.25 billion in Amazon share. He sold over $12 billion of stock in 2024. I thought he was just doing $5 billion. He sold $12 billion. It's run up against a wall. Amazon preps for a busy Black Friday. I don't want you getting out of Amazon. He has sold all of that amount, and the stock has continued to go up. We're not looking at 188 as the support level. You're looking at 200 as being the support level now. That's what he's selling at. Anything under 200, he won't sell. So if you get a chance to buy it under 200, you buy it. See that green line right there? Well, what happened? This is the trend line that I drew. You just want to touch 3 points. Just FYI, if you don't know how to draw trend lines, find a point of a high or a low, and then just touch at least 3 points. The more points that it touches, the more validity you can attribute to that trend line. We broke that in July. With the July high and the pullback when Bezos started selling, we broke that. I would expect this to provide some type of resistance, but I would expect this also to continue on that trend line. I would expect it to go there. Okay? Bezos is going to sell. Amazon is going to continue to be the dominant retail player in over the holidays. You will see it, and they are getting into AI, and there's a talk that they are creating a chip that's going to rival NVIDIA. This is a company that you want to be invested in. Just buy it. Honestly, just buy it. We can go over and look at it in Seeking Alpha. It's a hold in the quant, and the reason is the valuation. Just buy it. The valuation will be fine. Yes, you're paying for it. I'd rather pay 41 times earnings for Amazon than 50 times earnings for Costco. But I think both are good names. Now, Wall Street says it's a $233 stock. That's 11% upside. There are 67 analysts that cover this. And yes, they chase it up every time. And yes, you have pullbacks. But this is a stock you want in your portfolio. That's it. Now, are you afraid of buying NVIDIA because of the valuation? We're going to go over this one in a little bit of detail. 6 new buy ratings in the last 24 hours from NVIDIA. We'll go over a few. Okay. Current analyst price targets, the high, 200. The low, 90. Median, 157. Average, 160. Where are we trading right now? Like 120, 140 something. Let's see. I said if you can get this under 140, you buy it. Right now it's at 149. And if you didn't buy it on this way up, I don't know why you're chasing it, but just buy it. Just buy it. The valuation is not crazy. Look, NVIDIA raises its price target. Okay, they're expecting a strong 2024. They expect the earnings to be good. Everybody's expecting the earnings to be good. We can go there. And then this analyst, NVIDIA initiated with a buy. 178. You're trading right now at 149. So 178 would be really, really good. But let's take a look at this because the last earnings, what was the reaction? It was profit taking. You traded up here to 130 and you traded down to 104. That was profit taking. That quarter was phenomenal. Guidance, phenomenal. Okay? Expect the same thing now. Do you want to buy it right now? Yes, because not all the time does it go down on earnings. Yes, you have opportunities to buy it lower, but I would argue that 140 is providing you support. If you're going to buy, say 10 shares of this, okay? 10 shares. It's $8 you're waiting for. That's $80. You know what? Don't buy that hoodie that you wanted to buy. Skip that. Just, pay $80 more for the stock. That's 10 shares. So again, I want you to get into this stock. If we look at the weekly on this one, and we'll go over and look at the fundamentals of this. If you look at this one, we said, hey, buy this under 100. The MACD has reset. It's still rising. The RSI is at 66. 66 is nothing for this stock. This one goes up to 80s, 90s on a regular freaking basis. Now in 2022, boy, they hated this one. It was trading at an equivalent of $11. Okay, that's 2 years ago. 2 years ago, you bought this at $11. Say you put $10,000 into this one. Okay, that's 10 times your money right now. It's $100,000. $100,000 at least, more than that. So I want you to get into this stock. We talked about the fundamentals of Amazon. Let's look at this one. There was a big hoodoo yesterday on the Facebook group that, hey, the quant says it's a strong buy. Ryan from Substack on the newsletter yesterday said he thinks this is going to be the next Alpha Picks. If you don't know Alpha Picks by now, I'll explain it a little bit later, but it's a portfolio that is tripling the S&P. Yes, I'm an affiliate. Yes, I've put about $120,000, $150,000 into that portfolio and is doing phenomenally well, way better than I could ever do on my own. So I'm wondering why the hell I do a podcast anyway when I look at that. But the quant has this as a strong buy, and it just moved to a strong buy. The last time this was a strong buy, for 1 day at 125. Let's see. Can I get there? No, I guess I can't. There we go. At 120. This was on 611. 611. It stayed there for 1 day. It's the valuation that makes this one a little tough for Steve Kress to get into. At 52 times forward earnings, it does seem expensive. But the peg, when you factor in growth, okay, the forward peg is 1.47. Anything under 2 is great, especially in semiconductors. And guess what? When you rank it of all the quant ratings, this is the number one. It has top Taiwan Semi. This is the number one semiconductor. It is not in Alpha Picks. I can't believe that they've got that kind of return out of Alpha Picks without this company in there. Because over 1 year, you're up 205%. Year to date, you're up 199%. 5 years, 2,729%. Okay, the growth, phenomenal. 194% year over year revenue growth. That is unbelievable. Leverage free cash flow, 238%. Profitability, 75% profit margins. Return on common equity, 123%. Momentum, you can't get better than this stock. Revisions, there's 7 people that are bringing down the earnings per share. 4 that are everybody's bringing them up. These people who are bringing it down are just, God. But get into it. Now, there is one that I wanted to put in here. We're going to go and look at this. NVIDIA. Because, Netflix. Why do I have NVIDIA on my mind? Netflix. Netflix yesterday announced that they have 70 million monthly active users globally in its 2-year-old ad business, okay? They sold out of the ads for Christmas NFL games. I will repeat that. They sold out of their first live NFL games inventory a month before they freaking happen. Almost 2 months before they happen. They also have a live Mike Tyson fight on Friday. So, I think Netflix is a screaming buy. Okay? The quant has it as a hold. The reason, the valuation is crazy. You know, their peg ratio is even lower than freaking NVIDIA. But NVIDIA has something that Netflix doesn't. Now, the price target on Netflix is $760. You're trading at $819. This is a little bit tough to get into right here. But I would argue pullbacks make it happen. This has pulled past its $700 all-time high, and it's just kept going. Now, you do have this gap here between 736 and 698. You will have to have a major problem in this stock for it to pull back that much. It is a good stock, a good company with good products, with good profits, and good management. So I like that one. Now, Tom Lee's Granny, we went over it yesterday. If you put $10,000 into Granny, these are the stocks that you would get. And this is basically, it's an ETF where Tom Lee thinks these are the companies that will grow. Number 1 is AXON. I don't believe in this company. This is one that probably should get into. This is huge. I know a lot of people trade. Number 2 is Tesla. Number 3, Johnson Controls. These are companies that I don't always go over. One that I will tell you is Oracle. And Oracle is on our watch list. It should probably be in the core portfolio, but it's not. I've been watching this since it was 60, and I've been telling people to buy it since it was 60. I just never did it. So, but Oracle is one that I think you could buy and just hold on to. Now, I also talked about how I own CRM, and I was wrong because ServiceNow has been doing better. We're seeing CRM break out after 3 years. And so I haven't gotten rid of this one. If we look at this, the previous all-time high at 311, we're going to go to a weekly chart. You're seeing it break out. That 311 is now going to provide you some support. You can't go all the way up to, 348 and not just pull back to 311. It most likely will not happen. Do I want you to buy this one right now? Well, we can go and look at it. Let's look at it in Seeking Alpha. And remember these tools that I use. Wall Street says the average price target is 319. Maybe you want to trim it because it is a bit high. The valuation, a little bit much. Their PEG ratio going forward, 2.08, a little bit much. But again, their profitability is unbelievable. These guys are riding. Benioff is riding AI. And will AI replace software like CRM, like Salesforce and ServiceNow? I think they're just making it better. So I like this one. I like that it's breaking out. I like that it's great. Now let's talk about processes. This is an exact process of what I think is great. So what Seeking Alpha did is they took ARKK's holdings and they ranked it by the quant ratings. Okay, the quant rating is a 5-part process. And it bases a stock on momentum. Well, we'll go to a stock. We'll go to Tesla. Since you know that Tesla is the largest ARK holding, we'll just look at it. What's the rating on Tesla? Let's see. Rating trade. It's a hold. It's a 3.49. Okay, that's not great. Why? Because they're growth stocks. They're growth stocks. Revenue year over year, they're only growing 1%. But that doesn't prohibit them from actually exploding if full self-driving becomes a reality. And if your candidate wins election and then puts you on a freaking special board. So valuation is nuts. You're paying 132 times forward earnings. But again, if they can grow full self-driving, that's no big deal. If they can do the robotics, that's no big deal. They've said that they could probably build a better phone. They won't be building a phone until Apple or Google actually does some restrictions. So it's good. Their profitability is fantastic. Their gross profit margin at 18%, but in autos, that's really good. You look at Ford, you look at GM, 18% is not bad. Momentum, it's really good. It's really good. So I would argue that you want to trade this on my 4-hour algorithm. We've seen it pull back a little bit. It's going back up again. Now you still have 39% to get to its all-time high. It's up 39%. You have 15% to get to its all-time high. And you're seeing it trade. It's turning over a little bit. That MACD is too high. Look at what happened the last time the MACD was up here. You were trading at 262. You came all the way back to under 200. And my algorithm got you in. My algorithm makes you 200. You see it right down here. See 240 right on the screen below you? That's 23 positions over 24 months. So it's less than once a month. If you bought and held the stock, you're up 55%. This takes emotion out of the trade. It tells you when it's bullish, tells you when to sell, buy, and when to sell. So again, when you back test a strategy like that, it works. And I like what Seeking Alpha did. Is they basically say, hey, Kathy Woods, whatever you think about her, she has been a fantastic stock picker. Her portfolio has worked if you look at it from the long term. You can even trade ARKK in the 4-hour algorithm. Let's see how the 4-hour algorithm trades on ARKK. ARKK 2 years ago, you're up 59%. The algorithm makes you 25%. Maybe it's a little risky for you. And that may be why, at least I'm making 25% and I've got some risk taken off because Gary's algorithm actually makes me money. That could be the way you look at it. But I like the process here of where they trade it. And FYI, Tesla is number 10. So it's not even, it's the 10th. There are 9 more in her portfolio that rank higher. So if you've got Seeking Alpha, you can go and look at it. If you don't have Seeking Alpha, go over here to Linktree, okay? linktr.ee/dailystockpick. It is the second one that you really want, okay? That's the premium bundle. You get Seeking Alpha Premium, which I just showed you, okay? That is where you get the quant ratings. That is where you get the stocks. You can find them. One of the things that we did was, some of the listeners that signed up for this, you go over here to top stocks. This PSIX is a top stock. We've noticed this one since 19. It's at 31 right now. Okay. This was brought up. I think it was Brian who brought it up in the Facebook group. Hey, I got into this one because the quant says it's good. It's got a market cap of 722. It's super low, but this is Seeking Alpha Premium. Okay. Premium gives you access to all of those things. And you can, if you want just Seeking Alpha Premium, you can get $30 off your premium membership. Okay. By using this third link right there. If you just want premium, the bundle saves you $159. What it adds on is Alpha Picks, and you can get Alpha Picks by itself. I would urge everyone in this group, anybody listening, Alpha Picks has been blowing it away. October 25th, I bought $50,000 worth. You can go to YouTube. You can go over to Spotify. You can go to Substack. You can look. I put in $50,000 into the portfolio. I showed you the process of how I did it. I'm up something like 10, 15%. That's October. That's 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. It is up huge. And I get letters from everybody. Thank you so much. It is $449. Okay. You get $50 off. If you buy this premium package, you get $159 off. Buy the premium and the Alpha Picks, the bundle. That is the best deal going. And that is the second link right there. If you want the individuals, is the third and the fourth. The way I trade, things out of, when I get alerts from like Trendspider and stuff, I trade on Webull. So if you want Webull, sign up for Webull. But I do like Seeking Alpha Premium, and I was a paying customer before I was an affiliate with all of this stuff. Now Eli's killing it in the paid newsletter subscribers. Eli has been going, and he's going way more in depth than I would ever do. He's showing everyone here how you use these tools. He basically went in, used AI to find stocks. Then he used Seeking Alpha to go and rank those stocks. This is to crypto. He used AI to find the stocks first. Then he went into Seeking Alpha to actually look at that. And then he went to Trendspider and said, okay, which are the ones that I want to buy on the 4-hour algorithm? He did it phenomenally. Go and read about this. If you're a paid subscriber, you can read about it. It's all in the chat. He puts everything in here, the whole process. He's killing it. Now, if you don't want to read that or you don't want to sign up for the paid newsletter, because remember, paying for the newsletter is just supporting the podcast. That's all it is. Don't get FOMO. Don't think that I'm giving anything away, but it is. It is absolutely just supporting me. But IBIT, if you don't want to read all that, just buy IBIT and MicroStrategy and be happy. IBIT is the long-term one. You want to buy IBIT. Okay, this is your long-term portfolio. Just buy IBIT. And you want to trade MicroStrategy in the 4-hour algorithm. It doubles your performance. Okay, MicroStrategy is, let's see, is it up in pre-market? It is up 2.8%. We're about to open in 3 minutes. But yeah, that's how he's doing it. So again, the chat there, this is the newsletter. I think that, is anybody left in SMCI? Because they just delayed their 10Q filing again because they can't find an auditor. Just get out. Just get out. You can trade this one if you want, but just get out. Just get out. Let's talk about earnings. Spotify killed it. Expects to add more users and premium subs in Q4. They also talked about, I don't know if they talked about it on this one, but on the last one, they talked about super premium subscribers where they'll charge like $50 a month for like some of the exclusive, like you get to listen to artist stuff a week before or higher streaming quality, blah, blah, blah. This has been a monster. It has been an absolute monster. Yes, I broadcast on Spotify. This is the Netflix of audio, and I like it. I like this one a lot. The valuation is a little bit tough to get your arms around. What we've seen with Palantir, we've seen with Tesla, it hasn't mattered. Now, buying and holding this one over 24 months makes you 474%. The algorithm makes you 136%. I would argue that you want to, at these prices, you want to trade in the algorithm. The Bollinger Bands are just getting expanded. You're at 419. Yesterday, you closed. The high was 419. Let's see. Oh, it just did open. No, that's, let's see. Yesterday's candle. Oh, this is, yeah. So you're opening up, you're opening up at 457. The Bollinger Bands are going to just expand, like explode open. The MACD a little bit high. Take a look at a weekly, because the weekly is what you want to see. We've broken out from that past all-time high. Okay? I said here, 25% to that all-time high. You've gotten it. You rode this one all the way down to 80%. I hope if you held this one, you were adding on. You had this golden cross. Now, the Bollinger Bands cinched up a little bit here. We're just starting to trade outside the Bollinger Bands. The MACD is super high. I would wait for a pullback. Where might the pullback happen? I don't know. Let's go see where Wall Street thinks that it's going to happen. The valuation is crazy. They're not making money. Their growth, though, unbelievable. 16% revenue growth year over year. For a company like this, that is amazing. Profitability, 27% gross profit margin. That's a little bit hard to get your arms around. Momentum, you can't beat it. Revisions, there are 2 up, 13 down. 5 up, 9 down. They just continued to kill it, though, and they're up 9% in pre-market. Where does Wall Street think that it is? I think they have a 450, 424. You're going to see it come up. You're just going to see it come up. So I like Spotfiy. I do have shares in my Webull account. I don't always make that public, but I do have shares in my Webull account. I bought it as kind of a, I was given some shares as a freebie, and I was also, I bought it just to show some support to Spotfiy because they've been so good to me. Rocket Labs. This is Shai Bulor's favorite, and I was on a Spaces with the Wolf guys, and Investing 7. The guy Simon was on there, and he gave a great pitch. That was like, 70% ago? It's up 31%. 31% on their earnings. They topped, and they said they have paying subscribers now. That changes the game for this stock, okay? Do I want you to get into this? No. But I will tell you, on pullbacks, I think you could get into this one. I think you can get into this one. And look at Michael Wiggins. Today at 747, he's saying buy. This is a great article on this one. They killed it. I will include this particular article because I haven't read this one. But Michael Wiggins is one we like. I like it. Investment thesis highlights Rocket Lab's strong revenue growth and potential for sustained expansion. Rapid recap emphasizes recent performance metrics. SpaceX isn't the only one in the space race. Rocket Lab is actually making some moves in this one. I like it. I like it. We can go look at the chart because the chart is just a shit show. I mean, it really is. It's like it's rockets. It just takes off. And so Rocket Lab is one that we talked about. The previous resistance levels, it shot right through there. You can see it stood there for a day at 1559. And where did all these come from? Well, it came from previous highs. So you see how it pulled back here and then it shot up. And that was the $11 one. You can see here how this was the previous high when it IPO'd at 1559. It shot right through there. So where are we going now? Well, the high was 2134. You're trading right now at 19. In pre-market, you did hit 21. Let's see. High 1953. I think you're going to new all-time highs. I just think you're going to see some crazy, crazy volatility. And I think with that MACD and the RSI, I think you'll have a chance to buy this back down at about 15. And I think that 15 provides you support. So that's where I would be going. Now, don't fall asleep on cybersecurity. CyberArk strong results. Again, cybersecurity stocks. This is Fortinet. This is Checkpoint. And there are 2 that I own, Palo Alto and CrowdStrike. I have both of them. Now, Palo Alto is in the core portfolio. This is the leading cybersecurity. They are the largest. Palo Alto Networks, the symbol is PANW. PANW, let's look at it in the algorithm. The algorithm makes you 93% versus buying and holding makes you 176%. Algorithm got you in at 376 right before earnings, and we're at 401 right now. Now, it's 23 positions. Your average win is 10%. Would I get into this one right now? Probably not, because you can see the last time on earnings, it shot up after earnings, and then we saw some profit taking. I think you'll see similar things to that because the RSI is at 77. I own a large amount of this, and it's been for a very long time I've owned a large amount. Okay, when do you want to buy? You want to buy when it approaches that 50-day. That 50-day is the best time to buy. But I would argue you haven't had a lot of chances to buy it. This was April, you had a chance to buy it. This was August, the August 5th trade, you had a chance to buy it. Put an alert on this one in Trendspider if you want to buy it. If you want to buy it. Kava also killed it. We went over that one. Earnings, let's go to Earnings Hub real quick so that we can look at what's today. Because I did do the paid newsletter. You got Disney tomorrow morning. You've got let's see, after the close today you have Cisco. I went over that one. This one has to be strong for the tech sector. It has to be. Disney tomorrow. I said buy this one under 100. It's over 100. Maybe they give us something. You got Intuitive Machines, Lunar. This one's up 4%. Tomorrow after the bell, you have Applied Materials. You have Space Mobile. This is the one that's providing the service. I think it's to AT&T. And you have nuclear favorite, Oklo. This one's an interesting one. So you do have earnings today. Social requests. Let's see. Barb from yesterday, she corrected me. It's not KIA. It's KLA. It's the small letter L. I read it as KI. But it's KLA. KLA. We can go over here to Seeking Alpha, and we'll put in KLA. KLAC Corp. So it's a buy in the quant, and we can look at some of the scores. Valuation, it's a D. It does have a little bit of a high PE. Their sales price to book, that's where you're kind of getting a little bit expensive. Growth, not great. Revenue growth, not great. Profitability, killing it. Absolutely killing it. Momentum, hasn't had great momentum. This is the number one factor, by the way, that I would look at it. It just hasn't. And we can look at the chart. Revisions, there's 18 up, 4 down, 21 up, 3 down. So I would take it with a grain of salt. Let's see. Wall Street says it's a buy, $809 price target. That's 23% up. So let's look at KLAC. KLAC right here. This one is up, down 1%. The chart doesn't look good. And so when I look at this chart, what immediately pops out is that 50-day doing that death cross right here. And you don't want to buy a falling knife. And they've had their earnings. So the earnings came out and it didn't pop. It's continuing to go down. That 50-day is still moving down. I would argue you only want to buy this when the 50-day is moving positive. So wait for that kind of thing when it's up above that 9-day. We'll look at a weekly. It's just pulled down below the 50-day here. The last few times it pulled down below that 50-day was a buy. So again, you can look at the analysts. This one looks like it's resetting. The trend is still up. The trend, if you take just a trend line and you go here, December 2018, and you say, okay, I'm going to go through, well, you know what? We're not going to do that one. It's probably a little bit back because you do have COVID in there. Let's take 2022, the October lows, and let's say, okay, we'll go through 3 points, at least 3 points. You've broken that trend line. So just like Amazon, if you believe in this one and you've broken that trend line, that's going to provide some resistance on the way up, back up. So I would argue that yes, while the Bollinger Bands are expanding and you're going down, I think you can wait on this one. Don't try and time the bottom because there's something in this that's just wrong. You've had your earnings and it hasn't shot up. So I would say there's something in this that's wrong. Maddie from Spotfiy, I just started listening to you a couple of days ago while driving. Loved every second. Thank you, Maddie. I was wondering what's your thoughts on our PGY from earnings today. So I'm not necessarily a guy who obsesses on earnings. Pagaya Technologies, never heard of it. I think I heard of the symbol though. The algorithm loses you 23%. That's good news because you've lost 31% if you've bought and held. So let's take a look at a long-term chart on this one. Oh, it's a shit show. It was trading at 120 for some reason. My guess is this was a SPAC that has gone through some reverse splits. Absolutely. March 4th, reverse split right there. So PGY, let's see. Is it covered in the quant? Let's see what it says. PGY, it is covered in the quant, and it's a hold. It's a shit show. It's an absolute shit show. I mean, the valuation looks like it's okay. But yeah, stock slump after soft network guidance. So it's a shit show. I'd stay out of this one. Honestly, in this market, there are so many better names that you could get, Maddie, than this. Scans, we don't have that many today. There's only 2, AZN and Mondelez. And the reason is we're in a bull market. And so when you're in a bull market and you're going up, there's not going to be a lot of scans in those 4 hours, even though, for the past week or so, it's been crazy. If you haven't gotten, the newsletter and you haven't seen the list of scans for each day, it's been nuts. Yesterday, we had a bunch. Just go down to the bottom and you can see. Go down to the bottom of the newsletter and you can see everything. I include all the charts. I include everything, all my notes. And you can see. Previous days was even more. So again, don't wait on the Trendspider sale. It's going to be over in 4 days, so you got some time. There is a free 7-day trial. So if you want to, you will pay a little bit more. But where it says log in to choose your plan, when you actually choose it, it will say get a free 7-day trial, and you can choose that if you want it. Okay, you don't get my algorithms when you're on the free 7-day trial. You have to become a paying customer in order to get my tools. So, but if you wanted to just check it out, you can check it out. Absolutely. If you have any questions, you can hit me up. Again, everything's on Linktree. You can reply to the newsletter. I don't restrict that. You can comment over on Substack. You can email me, whatever you want. All of the social stuff is up here. So if you have any questions, hit me up. Thanks. Have a great day. Let's hope MicroStrategy continues its 40% a day climb. Take care. Bye. Okay. Hey, Eli, you joined. Whoop, whoop. Walmart sushi rocks, by the way. I just buy the defrosted tuna. Sometimes I buy the frozen one. I do not buy the frozen salmon. I don't like defrosting the salmon. They're defrosted salmon that's fresh. I do like. So, Josh, yeah, Josh. I don't know why people sports bet, because I make way more money on stocks than sports bet, and I use Webull. FMCC. Let's see. Federal Home Mortgage Morin Corp. Oof, that one's gotten a bid. Is this a Trump bump? FMCC, the algorithm, 117%, 300. Let's see. FMCC. What do they do? Is this mortgages? Mortgage Corporation operates in secondary mortgage in the United States. $9 billion market cap. Is this Freddie? Yeah, this is Freddie. I've traded Fannie Mae. This is a Trump bump. I think you can trade. I mean, honest to God, algorithm got you in at 160. So, Nathaniel, if you had the algorithm, you would have bought it at 160 with the Trump bump. You can see the volume's trending up. I have not liked to own Freddie and Fannie because I just think that there's too much political kind of stuff in there. But you can't argue with the chart. It's turned around. You got the golden cross right there. Now, from a long-term perspective, you can go back here. Looks like 4 or 5. So, I mean, if you just put I would put a line right about here. I would look to there at about 350 as a target if you got in to kind of see some resistance. But I mean, that's, you know, again, this is not a extreme bottom left to upper right, but you are, you know, you're breaking a trend there of like that green line. So you know, from a standpoint of the quant, its valuation is good. The revisions are just bad. I mean, there's only one analyst that covers it. So, but if you wanted to get that one, it's a Trump bump. MACD, there's a MACD, I will tell you, YouTube. I'll show you a YouTube video. Trading Rush MACD. This is one that I use. This one right here. I'll put it in the chat. There are way better MACD videos out there. But this is a good one in that they backtest. So if you want to learn about the MACD, I use the MACD, moving averages, RSI, all that stuff, Scott. But sometimes that can be a little bit overwhelming. But it's a good video if you want to watch it. You're welcome, Eli. You deserve a shout out, man. You're doing a lot of work. Seeing how I was yeah. What I know about Fannie and Freddie is so the government owns them. The government kind of owns those bonds and blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of Senate push in the Republican Party to get that off the Fed books. And Bill Ackman was a cheerleader of that, and there was a lawsuit. I was involved in that lawsuit because I was a shareholder. I traded a large amount back then. FNMA is the one that I had. That's awesome, Eli. Oh, the spreadsheet of alpha picks. Yeah. Yeah, Eli put it in that chat, and thank you, Eli, for putting. I mean, I don't mind putting it in the free chat. I got to start a free chat. I think I limited the chat because what happened was, you know, I have thousands of subscribers to that newsletter, and what happened was when I opened it up to everybody, I was too busy responding, and it took up a lot of time. And I don't mind chatting with people like that dude Leslie last night. And Leslie, I don't even know if you freaking showed up. I hope you showed up. You said you had calls at 9 o'clock, but you said you were going to show up. If you didn't show up, I'm done talking to you. Because I gave you a large amount of my time last night, and I was just like, ugh, stop. Okay, the audio does look better. The audio absolutely looks better on the... So I didn't overmodulate on the timeline. Let me just make sure. Let's see. Nope, it's too low. Nope. Too high now. Let's see. Sound. bring it up a little bit. There we go.
Day November 13th. I hope your portfolio was up yesterday. I didn't do much of yesterday. I donated
I think it's good.
things to Goodwill for the end of the year. I went to Walmart. I got some Walmart. I do Walmart sushi just so every.
Yeah. There's my sushi rant. Then I'm going to put this in right there. Green screen. We're going to put that in. I still got to work on the audio. The audio is not great, but it'll get better. And I love this new Mac. I love the new Mac Mini. Quality high, faster, and this is 11, 13 pod. It'll be done in like 2 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, that spreadsheet, I mean, it's a good way to set stuff up. I like the spreadsheet. That's what's crazy is I don't think there's a lot of tools in Seeking Alpha that I probably should bring up. Let's see, Apple's down. I'll look at my portfolio real quick. There's 46 people in here. Oh, I've got a ton of texts. Oh, look at that. From a foreign phone number. I've got a USPS parcel. I need to click on this tracking. Douchebags. I am going to block you. Info. Block caller. And then report junk. Okay, let me check portfolio. Somebody's messing with my garbage can outside. Let's see. Why is this taking so long, Fidelity? What the hell's going on? Okay. I'm down. But not down by much. It's probably Apple. Let's see. Let's look at my Webull portfolio. Because that's my YOLO portfolio. So remember last week, yeah, I'm up 12% on MSTX. Holy shit. Holy shit. Zeta is an alpha pick, AJ. So since their earnings, it has come down. The algorithm doesn't have you out, but it probably will. Just knowing the algorithm like I do, it probably will over the next couple of days. So at 28, I think it's still a strong buy if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Let's see. Zeta was in here. So let's see why it moved yesterday. I think it's after the earnings. Despite raising its outlook, Zeta shares dropped about 5%. Mixed results for Q4. The company increased revenue guidance up to $32 million at the midpoint. Adjusted EBITDA. Zeta now projects revenue between an increase of $61 million at the midpoint for an annual margin of 19%. Free cash flow guidance was raised to 88%. I know Alpha Picks will have something on Zeta, more than likely just because it's down from the high. But there's nothing in here that would tell me 60% gross profit margin. Return on common equity kind of sucks. The valuation, it's just high. I mean, it just is. But the PEG ratio is 1.3 going forward. So I own this as part of the Alpha Picks portfolio. And you can see that red bump right there. Let me just add in. I take this out all the time, but I want it back in. Let me get out of that. I'm going to do volume. Volume by price is what I want. That's what I want. Where's the volume by price? There we go. Oh, there it is. Whoop, whoop. Okay. So if I pull this, where is it pulled back to? Let's find it. I have to find it first. There it is. We're going to pull this up to probably here. I may feel comfortable there. Let's see. Yeah, that's probably a good point to put it in. So you're seeing it come back to the volume areas right there, because up here, it just didn't build volume. And so people took profits. I think that's what you're seeing is just people taking profits. Your ear bob's kind of low. No, I haven't, Eli. Yeah, my ear bob's kind of low. Your ear bobs? Your earlobes? But AJ, I would say, again, Zeta is an alpha pick. I don't think that there's anything wrong with it. I think it's just taking a breath. Let's take a look at what Wall Street says that. Yeah, they have a $42 price target on it. Now, there's, 14 analysts that cover it, and they've gone all the way up. Let's see, the 52-week range. It got all the way up to 38. So I don't think that you're in a upper left, bottom right. But if you get to 25, I don't think that's a bad place to be. You can see on the weekly. My guess is that the weekly, just by the way, I haven't looked at it, but my guess is that the weekly just shows super, super strength. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why Trendspider's being slow. Probably because the market, everybody's trading on it, but it's never this slow. Let's get back into the 4 hour. I may have to log out and log back in. There's the 4 hour, and let's look at the weekly. Yeah, there we go. It's a little bit faster now. And this volume by price, I'm going to pull over to where it really broke out above the 50-day. So you can see there's not a lot of volume at the top of this candle, which goes to 38. But from a weekly perspective, look at how high the MACD is. It's at 3 over the oscillator, almost 4, 3.79. And the RSI is quickly pulled back here where it hit 34. It was at 86, and it's pulled back. It spiked up last week to 76, and this week it's at 57. So it's pulling back to kind of its midpoint. The last couple of times you were here, it just set up to move higher. So I like the stock. I like it to probably move higher. But yeah, so Square is getting a bump off the crypto stuff. It's one of the under-the-radar crypto trades. I would argue that it probably deserves it. And you've got just that 50-day, and you're breaking out above your Bollinger Bands. I mean, this candle is 17%. So I think it's just one of those crypto trades. Now, does it get back above it? It's just expensive. I mean, I got out of Square at, I think, at like 70 something. But it's a strong buy. I mean, the valuation. There's the guys doing the water stuff next door. So you're going to hear the dogs barking. The peg going forward, 0.63. So I don't think it's a bad one. I just think that in my mind, Square, PayPal, and those guys, Visa and MasterCard, it's a little bit, wacky. AJ, for Zeta, if you want to get in, I don't think that you wait. I think it's a fairly valued stock. I mean, it's $3, AJ. $3 per share. Buy a share today. I mean, I don't know that 25, I just don't see, 26 is kind of the value low area in this. If we really pull it back, let's pull it back here to the last earnings. You can see the biggest candle here is between 26.54. I would, if you want to get into it, I would just probably buy it. Yeah, Wolf. Let's look at Wolf. Wolf is the one that it's nuclear and crypto. That's up 8% today. I mean, what do you want me to say, Eli? I said cut this one at like what, 7? I thought 7 was going to be it. Maybe I said cut it at 9 up here. I don't know. I mean, their earnings have come out. You know exactly what you're dealing with, and they're up. So, right, my guy, you're playing with house money. Don't be afraid of a 10% pullback on this, okay? When it gets below that 9-day, here, I'll zoom in for you. And you've got Trendspider. That green line is your 9-day, Eli. Look at how much it's respecting that over the past couple of days just on those 2 candles. If you go a 5-minute chart, and this is, again, just during market hours, if you want to trade it on a short term, 5-minute, just look at that. If you want to get in the 65, I mean, let's look at how the 65-minute algorithm works. It makes you 247 versus 386, but it just got you in at 853. So, and you're at 918. It wins 36% of the time. So it's probably not great, but again, I think it's good. Yeah, Chris is in there. Here, Reddit. Let's go to Reddit. Reddit.com. And I think I'm logged in. No, I'm not logged in. I'll log in. I think this is me. We encountered a problem. Nope, this isn't me. Is this? No. This is my personal one. Log out. I'm never sure which one I'm actually in. Let's see, other passwords. I guess I only have that one. I have the app on my phone. Let me see. Cancel. I'll log in later. Oh, all your crypto's gonna soar, Eli. Okay. I gotta run because I gotta upload this. You guys have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Thank you, everybody, for joining. See ya.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell, my heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell, my heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell, my heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell, my heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell, my heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell, my heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell, my heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell, my heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell, my heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. through my hopes and fears.